Welcome back. If you've ever felt the absolute frustration of spending hours polishing your LinkedIn profile, only to get crickets, or worse, just a barrage of automated sales bots, you are in exactly the right place. In this explainer, we're unpacking some fantastic insights from WorkBlok, an expert source on application workflows, to completely revamp how you present yourself professionally online. We're going to strip away the fluff, bust some major myths, and give your profile a highly strategic makeover. Be honest for a second. Do you only update your profile when you're actively hunting for a job? And when you do you just copy and paste your CV online? WorkBlok points out that treating your profile like a static digital archive is the single biggest illusion holding you back. It's exactly why your profile might be getting ignored. Okay, let's dive into this. WorkBlok completely redefines what this platform actually is. A highly optimized profile is absolutely not a digital storage unit for your past jobs. It's a dynamic, open context layer. It's an active tool meant to add direction, build trust, and provide context that actually works hand in hand with your resume. Here is the roadmap for today to transform your page into a strategic tool. 1. More than a resume. 2. Clarity over creativity. 3. Building the perfect headline. 4. The summary as a compass. And 5. The power of consistency. All right, let's kick things off with Section 1, more than a resume. We really need to shift how we view this platform before we start making any edits. Look, when a recruiter or hiring manager clicks on your page, they're not looking to read your resume a second time. They're trying to rapidly classify you. They want to instantly understand who you are, what direction you're heading in, and if your whole professional story feels consistent. If your page is just a dense wall of old bullet points, they simply won't take the time to figure out your future value. This brings us to something absolutely critical. Your profile has to reflect where you want to be visible, not just the role you're leaving behind. This is especially true if you're switching careers or actively applying. If your page is still heavily radiating your old job, you're missing out on the exact opportunities you actually want. Shift your focus to your next step, and your brand instantly feels more current. Moving right along to Section 2. Clarity over creativity. This gets into WorkBlok's core thesis. LinkedIn is fundamentally about rapid classification. And this brilliantly illustrates the point. Think about all that creative noise we see online every day. Titles like People First Problem Solver or Corporate Ninja. Sure, they sound fun, but they give zero concrete direction. Now compare that to B2B SaaS Marketing Specialist. Night and day, right? Clarity will always beat cleverness. Abstract, creative titles basically force a recruiter to guess your expertise, and trust me, recruiters do not have the time to guess. A grounded, factual headline builds instant trust because it makes you immediately placeable. So don't sacrifice being understood just for the sake of trying to sound original. Now for Section 3, building the perfect headline. We're doing a deep dive into the most critical piece of real estate on your entire profile. There's a powerful editorial note from WorkBlok that goes like this. The best LinkedIn headline is not the most creative sentence, but the line that most quickly shows what role, direction, context, and expertise you represent. So the crucial point is that your headline can't just be your current job title and employer. It has to combine your role, context, and expertise. Let's break down those building blocks. First, your role or direction. If you're a junior, you might just focus heavily on this. Second, your industry or environment, which gives context. Are you in healthcare, e-commerce? Third, your specific expertise or impact layer. A senior profile must use these extra layers of context to stand out. It's not just marketing specialist, it's performance marketing specialist in B2B SaaS. It makes a huge difference. So here is a practical, action-oriented workflow you can use today. Step 1, determine the core role you want to be visible for. Step 2, add that context layer, the specific industry or environment. And Step 3, ruthlessly cut the creative noise. Get rid of the buzzwords that don't actually explain what you do on a typical Tuesday morning. Which brings us to Section 4, the summary as a compass. This is where so many people make a massive mistake. People love to write soft, generic biographies here. You know the ones, talking about how passionate and enthusiastic they are. But your summary should actually work as a short orientation map. It needs to be a concrete guide to the contexts you already know and the specific value you bring to the table. The best way to do this is to use a few calm, concrete paragraphs to name recognizable, real-world situations where you excel. Describe the exact environments where you thrive and the problems you solve. Grounding your summary in reality makes your profile feel so much more human and incredibly professional. Finally, let's move to and see how this builds into our last anchor, Section 5, the power of consistency, because this all has to connect back to your actual resume. Your LinkedIn and your resume definitely don't have to be identical copy-pastes of each other, but they absolutely must support the same professional core. If your CV says you're a highly focused project coordinator, but your LinkedIn vaguely labels you an all-round operational talent, you're creating massive friction. That inconsistency creates noise, and noise destroys recruiter trust. Let's lock this all in. Here's a rapid-fire checklist from WorkBlok to audit your profile right now. 1. Does your headline name a clear role or direction? 2. Does your industry context actually make it easier to read? 3. Would someone outside your immediate network instantly understand it? And 4. Does the core message align perfectly with your resume? I want to leave you with one final provocative question. Go look at your profile today and ask yourself honestly, does your headline still fit your next career step, or is it just an anchor holding you to your past? It's time to stop treating your profile like a digital storage unit and start treating it like the strategic tool it's meant to be. Get in there, clear out the noise, and make your future direction undeniable. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and happy optimizing.